Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you so much for stopping in. I truly appreciate everybody who is supporting my channel. It just means so much to me. And by that I mean, liking or commenting, definitely subscribing if you want to and you feel, your heart leads you to do so. It's wonderful. And I'm actually starting my July readings because it's June 26, 2020. Happy birthday, all Cancers. We're in deep Cancer season. A lot of Cancer water energy going on. I'll be talking about that. But we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to start with the sign Aries, first sign of the zodiac. Powerful, energetic, fiery, passionate, impulsive, beginners, leaders, innovators, fun. I can go on and on. So some of the adjectives. So what I want to do is I want to speak to you as I shuffle these about 4 major categories with my tarot. Today I'm using the, where'd it go? Here we go. The Gill Tarot deck, which I really like. It's got a beautiful back side, but then the inside has the kind of the traditional symbols for each element, and then it has a word to really emphasize the meaning of the card. So we'll be using those for your reading under 4 major categories. Then I'm going to go on to 3 of the oracles that I really love and that I find to be extremely uplifting and helpful, and to really clear some things up for myself, hopefully for you. I pray that you resonate because, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I hope it's the former, though. And sometimes it happens later on in the month, not necessarily at the very beginning. And with a lot of the things happening, I can understand where it'll probably continue on. So let's get started. Aries, you fire sign you. So interestingly enough, we have, I'm going to talk while I'm doing this, set it up for you. We have your sign Aries going in, Mars is going into Aries, I'll put it that way. The planet of fire and actually war and, just very intense, heated, passionate, energetic energy coming in your sign for 6 months. That's extremely long. It's not usually that long, but what's happening, and don't quote me, but I think it's the latter part of, I want to say September through November, it goes into retrograde, still in your sign, and then forward again through January. So you're going to notice, Aries, not that you don't normally have that energy, and it's born in you. Like, I don't know an Aries that doesn't have that kind of energy that's always going, always kind of wanting to move and to do. And you're a cardinal sign. You start the first season of the year, the spring, and you are all about movement, all about doing, all about making it happen, and you're not going to stop until it does. You may have a change of heart and decide on something else in midstream. That's known to happen. More power to you. I love you for it. I have an Aries moon. I get it. But you're going to have that extra energy working for you if you choose it to work for you, because it can go a couple of ways. You might be a little more irritated by people in general, and let's face it, people are a little more on edge, it seems, But you can handle that, and you're most likely used to it at this point. So it's not anything you can't handle by any means. But it is something to consider when you're feeling extra agitated. I would just suggest you go and take a lap or, invent some new beautiful exercise regimen into your probably already normal physical regimen that you do, knowing you. Not that you have to, but it's just a time that would be so conducive for you. And I think it would be the best way to kind of release that extra agitation or energy that'll come along. One of the oracles I'm using today too, I'm going to just pick out now and do it ahead of time, is this beautiful deck of money and the law of attraction. Money is huge right now. Money is an energy. And I like to describe that in the law of attraction once again, and how we can actually bring forth to us what we want on an energetic level, depending on what it is we're feeling and bringing in. What are we feeling? What are we thinking? That's going to then create our reality. This is proven time and time again in my own personal life. I had a way different opinion about money. And as soon as you do that little light switch thing, it could take for years, which it did for me. I'm not a spring chicken. It took a long time, but I finally got it. And that's not to say that I'm not experiencing the restriction I've been feeling with the whole virus thing, but it's luckily been able to make it work, and I just choose to believe that, and I want to continue to share that with you and hopefully uplift you and bring you some incentive and optimism in that area. You're optimistic, very optimistic. So you get where I'm coming from. The last two cards will be the Wisdom of the Hidden Realm Oracle. Beautiful, wonderful guidance. And then the last is the Super Attractor Manifestation. So let's get with it. So the main thing will be the overall energy, but before I forget, I always like to do the bottom. What's happening on the bottom of the deck? Your foundation. That's like everything, right? Without that firm foundation, solid as it can be anyway, it's hard to build on anything. You have the Empress. Oh my gosh. And you have the new crescent moon. We just had the new moon eclipse. We've had 2 eclipses. We're having our third, July 5th. You have to be feeling it in some way. The first was Sagittarius, your brother, sister, fire sign. So that's all about energy and newness and truth and releasing things that aren't working, releasing the falsities and the contradictions. You know, Sagittarius is about higher learning and truth and justice and fairness at all cost. You know, it is time. And then the new moon is about, with Cancer, it was in Cancer. Wow, that's about our feelings, our emotions. You know, how are we acting with others? Where's our heart in all of this? Because a lot of times we're in our heads. You know, Aries are known, the symbol of them is the ram, and their head in general, because that's what Aries rules, is the head, and it's the mind and its thoughts, and it's just bam, you know, right there. So it's time to really go to our hearts and open them up, and you're going to feel emotional. And with Venus going forward yesterday, thank you, that's very much affecting your relationships. So it's in Gemini, and it's an air sign, which is really good with fire. It's a really good combination. By the way, as a side note, I did start a love series just this month of June, and so far so good. I randomly tossed 2 different sun signs, and I explained a little bit about each and why I think you're very suited for each other and their strengths and the positive things, which is why you're together anyway, whether it be friendship, you know, soulmate, all different levels of love. Check that out if you haven't seen that. But it is about love for you. There's a lot of beautiful revelations about your love life, your relationships in general. Yeah, I think everything is just going more to our hearts, especially in Cancer season. It just happens. So you're feeling that now, and you'll feel it through July. The retrograde season we're in for 6 planets as of yesterday, retrograde, Mercury included, with communication mix-ups, transportation mix-ups. That's through July 12th. You got to just kind of take a deep breath and say, okay, my life goes on, but I will recognize the challenges and such that will occur. It always does. And you'll get through it anyway. Just please do me a favor and don't buy any really huge, expensive thing or electronical thing that's probably going to have to be returned. If you do, just save the receipts. People have to do it sometimes. I get that. And sometimes no issue whatsoever. A little more inclined to it, though, during this phase. So if you want to wait till maybe mid-July and you can, I would suggest that highly. Let's get on with your reading. So you have that beautiful foundation of the Empress. Oh my goodness. The Empress is the epitome, the mother of love and opportunity and expansion in our ideas. It's usually notably shown as a woman who's pregnant. So the birthing of a child, literally, there could be children in your life coming in, children you want to have, children you can adopt, children moving in from a situation that's new, and you know, the blended family, very many variables. Children are in the scene with the Empress many times, or the birth of an idea, the laborious aspect that you've been going through, and now finally it's going to come through. And it's a perfect time for that, Aries. And I really hope that that's what's going on. It can be on any different level, you know, or with the partnership, once again, with the relationship end of it. Very strong for that. Very creative energy, very heart. You want to fill your cups. The water, like Cancer, are about the emotions. They're about the cups depicted as the picture, you know, as an element. And we want to fill our cups. We want to be happy. We want to be joyous. We want to go away. We want to see some people we haven't seen in a while. That's actually happening now, and I'm feeling it. It's bringing me excitement. And that's going to continue. Just being safe and careful. But the Empress, what a beautiful foundation. You know, like the sky is the limit for you. If you have that great idea, don't let go of it. Follow it through, absolutely. So then you have, how perfect, the major arcana for the overall energy, the Hermit. Well, maybe you're one of the Aries that has been working the whole time. In the last 3 months, since many of us were not allowed to, myself included, still not working. But really, the Hermit is about just absolutely going inside and really, really digging deep. The retrogrades give us that opportunity. It's all about reevaluating, restructuring, remembering, relaxing, reviewing. You know, don't concern yourself if for some reason you're not feeling that stamina yet. It's coming. You're going to have it for a long time. But trust, this is the divine intervention that your higher power and the world at large, the source, whatever you want to call it, is there with you, co-creating, and just giving you the opportunity to really, really understand what it is you need and you want. This also depicts the Hermit represents the Virgo, the sign of Virgo, and that's an earth, a very stable, grounded, permanent kind of energy that I think a lot of us want to feel right now with the imbalances and the misunderstandings and the confusion and contradictions. You can do this, and you probably have been doing this. And so I would say through the remainder of June and maybe just past the retrograde, like I said, in Mercury, that'll be one of the planets. The other one already went forward, so there'll be less planets in retrograde next month. Get everything in, you know, just fine-tune anything and double-check and, you know, so you can hit the ground running. Because it's beautiful. You know what it is you want, and you're feeling good, and you know you're being guided all along. And the word in between, excuse me, I can't really see these days without this. Well, no, it is Hermit. And it's number 9. That's the final stages. That's the God-given, divine, beautiful action of life that, like with all cycles and everything, you have 1 through 9, and then 10 comes, and that's the beginning again. You're ending whatever it was, you're at peace with it, and it's time to move forward. And you have the forces of the new moon, and the eclipses are like moons on steroids, and the effects can last 3 to 6 months, sometimes longer. The story unravels as it goes along. So yeah, there's a lot of positivity here for you, Aries. And then the next you have is Princess, the Ace of Swords. Beginning. First, number 1, once again beginning. First sign of the zodiac, Aries, new moon. I don't know how much more I need to really express it. This is a beautiful time of transformation, and it's about truth. The air element represents the swords, Libra, Aquarius, Geminis. Perhaps you have that in your life, a very solid, loving, truthful relationship you feel good about. You can express your feelings and your thoughts and your words, because the air signs are all about thoughts and intellect and analyzing and communicating and connecting and all the things that are important if you want to get the words across to people, whether it's written or spoken. It's very prominent. So there's some new ideas. It could have to do with legalities. A lot of times these swords represent that. You're cutting through the illusions now, though. That's gone, and the full moon in Sagittarius was hugely a part of that. We're going to have a lot more Sagittarius and Gemini, air and fire element. And Sagittarius is very comparable to your air. I mean, you're both the fire. So that's a really good thing to have as a planetary energy going for you. So we're moving out of the series of Cancer Capricorns. The last Capricorn will be the lunar eclipse on July 5th. Otherwise, it's Sagittarius and Gemini. Eclipses standing for different things, as I mentioned: truth, communication, fair, justice, and that'll last another 2.5 years. A lot of changes. That's what this is about. It has a lot to do with what you're thinking, what you're wanting, you know, and what the control. Well, the word is control. Controlling your thoughts, because if they're bad thoughts, they're going to affect your whole body, and it's not going to get you in a good place. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that to others. It goes back to the whole energy of the Mars in your sign, and just being careful how we talk, and, you know, just not letting others get to us. It can be easily done. The next card you have, though, is nurture. My goodness. It's hard to believe. It's the Queen, and it's the Queen of Pentacles, I believe, and that's the Earth. That is the fundamental needs that we have: our food, our sustenance, our jobs, our income, you know, our homes, our foundation. You already were shown you got some really beautiful foundation opportunities coming to you for newness and even more abundance and material prosperity. The Queen is absolutely that. And the Queen is more nurturing. I mean, the King is awesome too. When you see the King and Queen of either of these elements, that they're the maturity of it. They get it. They've already worked for all this, and they're going to keep that. They're not giving it up. They know the ins and outs. They know how life has ups and downs. So they've kind of put some aside. They're not overspending, but they're not being too frugal, because you got to keep that cycle and that currency going. That's where the term came from, the current. Back and forth, in and out, you know. It's just, it's necessary, and it's strong, and it's beautiful. Or you're involved with somebody in the element of Earth, that's Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And the reason I was kind of losing it there is because this next category was supposed to be under the possible blessings or obstacles, and I kind of got out of that. But for me, it's a blessing. So that's not a terrible thing. This is about love. The next category is about love. And you've got, like I said, the Queen of Pentacles. Perhaps there is somebody, an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. It doesn't matter the gender, even if it's a queen. It just shows somebody that's very nurturing, very caring, very giving, grounded, like I said, stable, reliable. It's a permanence there that isn't with a lot of the other. It's loyalty, dedication. If you're in work with people like this or in a relationship, it feels good. It feels grounded, you know, and who doesn't like that? When you decide to commit, I personally want to believe it's going to be for a long time, you know, at least. And that's what you get with this energy, no matter what it is. If it's not romance, it's friendship, it's an idea, a partnership in work. It's phenomenal, and it's good stuff, and it's a beautiful reading for you for July so far. I love the energy. And under the last category is the category of finances. Very important. And you have, oh my God, I love this. The Prince of Wands, man. Aspiration. You're fire. You're in your element. You are strong. You are completely trusting and believing in your capabilities. And you've got that one wand because you have this desire, you have this dream, whether it's just that you're starting up work again after not doing it for so long, or you have a new idea in addition to another, could mean another second income. You are inspired and you are fired up, and you've got that Mars to help you out. So I don't even know what to say. This is amazing, and it's perfect. So if you have had money that's been held up, that is not going to be the case by July, mid-July. And if it's not, you need to let me know, please. I truly love it when I get interaction with clients or viewers, I'm a massage therapist. I do get that mixed up a lot. Even though I'm not practicing right now, I am at heart and have been for 19 years. This is beautiful, and it's got that youthfulness, which is what Aries, you have a really beautiful youthfulness. You're one of those signs you never really age, because you just believe you can do it. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care what age I am. I want to do it. It's fun and it's new and I'm going to make it happen. So it's contagious energy. It's vivacious and it's beautiful. And money's good. And I think you're somebody that can always make it happen, even if it has had some slow periods. I really believe that about you, Aries. Speaking of money, let us read the card I pulled for you specifically. Money and the Law of Attraction by Jerry and Esther Hicks. Beautiful, beautiful oracles that express to us, the reality of the spiritual and physical world and what we do, sometimes knowingly, but definitely subconsciously, that can keep money from us because we're energy. So they help us to remind us how we can make things work in our favor by simply thinking and definitely feeling. I will tell my story as I want it to be. If you let your dominant intention be to revise and improve the content of the story you tell every day of your life, it is our absolute promise that your life will become that ever-improving story. For by the powerful law of attraction, the essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn. It must be. Isn't that phenomenal? I get goosebumps because it said so much better than I could say it, but also it is exactly that. You put out what you put out, you're going to get back in kind, when you're not happy, you're going to be around people that aren't happy. You're thinking, what is going on? Well, it starts right here. So just reminders, I need them. I love them. It's helped me so much during my spiritual quest, which is a lifetime quest, it's a constant. But so I hope that you can understand and you really appreciate that and you resonate with it. And then we have, like I said, the wisdom of the hidden realms. You have the Phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change. 29, 2 plus 9 in numerology becomes an 11, which is a magical number, which becomes 2, and that's about partnership again. So once again, this Venus going forward now, thank goodness. If there were some issues in your relationships, it's going to be worked out. You probably sorted out things already, and it's going to reach a much better, stable, loving, compassionate stage. And I'm happy for you for that. So let me read to you what it says. It's a beauty. Absolutely love these. So once again, that is 29. Almost opened it up right to that. It's a beautiful summer day out. It's hot. I'm in California. It's pretty crazy, so I'm just trying to take it all in and count my blessings. The Phoenix appears as your ally to celebrate your journey and to ensure you your ultimate success. This is true even if it appears that you've just passed through a metaphorical experience of death, or are currently enduring a perception of failure in your life. Death and rebirth are related when you enter the realm of the Phoenix. Seen in this light, nothing truly dies, but rather changes. From one ending directly into new beginnings, the Phoenix is constantly reinventing itself and rises up whole and new and even more powerful with every death it experiences. You have that in you, Aries. You're goers. You just start over. You reinvent. You're innovators. You're, a cardinal sign. This could signal an end of a relationship or of a dynamic within one, or an end of a job, a project, or even life. Perhaps no failure is involved, but it's a time for a complete overhaul of your circumstances. You may be tired of what you're doing, or you may know intuitively that it is time to move on and try something new. Whatever the case, the death of an old and a celebration of a new are called for. Whatever you do now will indeed be successful endeavor, for a rebirth is imminent. Synchronistically, it was talking exactly about the newness and the changes, which of course the planets are bringing us, but your cards are so incredibly, this has to be happening in some way. I don't know what. But I'm so, so grateful because we all need change in our lives to continue growing and evolving. And you've got that in spades. So last but not least, in closing, your super attractor manifestation message is, I let the universe catch up with my dreams. And you can never let go of those dreams. Take that in, use it as a mantra over and over, and just see how it makes you feel differently, because it's coming from the inside and it's all about the feeling. Well, I definitely hope that you liked the reading, and like I said, if you did like it, please do subscribe. I would love that. Eventually I'll be doing readings. That's my goal. I've read for over 20 years, but never on this format, and time is changing for me too. So that's going to be my goal, and you'll be a big part of it if you want to continue to be a part of my tribe or my group. It would be great. In the meantime, please take great care of yourself. Believe you've got it. And I think you do believe that. I know you have. You have that instinctual kind of this confidence, that just everybody kind of recognizes when you enter a room. So utilize that and take good care. Until next time, bye for now.